BiostatDoc here with a quick video showing you how elements of a document, such as are used in R Markdown, have been around for a while. You might even have been using them every time you opened up Word. Stick around. I'd like to open up a Word document just to show you that Word itself also understands certain elements of markup languages. If you notice on the Home tab, there is a bar across the top called Styles. Now this may be different for how your view of Word is depending upon which version, of course, that you have, but you should be able to find the styles. And if you utilize those, you can specify certain aspects of your document. For example, if we click title and then type in "this is my title," we could then click along the styles for subtitle and type in a subtitle. After that, we could click and add in a section head, followed by just normal text, which is what would be found in a paragraph. But having done this, having gone to the styles and chosen the actual elements, the Word document now actually knows what those pieces of text are in terms of the components of the document. And because we've done that, notice that we didn't choose any font or color or size. That was all done stylistically. So that was all done at render time. We didn't specify what it should look like. So it's using the default design for these particular elements. We could switch over to the Design tab itself, and in so doing, we could change the way that each of these elements is rendered and shows up in our design. So we can just hover over all of the different designs that come packaged with Word and go through them and see that there will be many different ways in which these elements can be changed. Now, if we had, instead of choosing those styles, simply changed the elements themselves, changed the fonts, changed the centering, and changed the size, this wouldn't work. And so this is a way in which Word does indeed have markup elements inside of it. And so if you have been using these things in Word, it will make it all the more obvious as to why we are separating out components of the documents that we want to build from their actual stylistic rendering. Now, what's missing from Word? R. So makes it much more difficult to include our code and our results into our final documents, and so that's why we want to use R Markdown instead of using Word. Even if we could figure out a way to incorporate dynamic elements into the Word document, I think it's much more easier at the end to stick to R and R Markdown within the RStudio environment. We'll talk again soon. Thanks for joining us. And check in again as we move back into the RStudio to cover all of the items necessary to create dynamic and beautiful documents.